Hello and welcome to day one of Inbound. I am Em Wingrove, the Chief Experience Officer for Aptitude 8, an elite solutions partner for the HubSpot ecosystem, and I am joined by these wonderful gentlemen, our CEO, Noah Berk.
Hi, Noah Berk, CEO of Aptitude 8. Great
and
to be here.
Bryan Byler, our CRO.
Good to see you all.
Awesome. So we just got out of the keynote, lots to dish on, and I'll start with this. So Inbound last year, we talked a lot about AI. We didn't talk a lot about data last year. And as we all know, data is the bedrock for AI. Your AI strategy and tactics are only as good as the data to support it. And this year, my friends, we went deep on data. And my biggest takeaway was Data Hub.
Oh, absolutely. And I think Data Hub is really a game changer for HubSpot. Now, a lot of you are probably already familiar with Ops Hub, which has been rebranded as Data Hub. A while back, maybe over a year and a half ago, I actually wrote an article about how HubSpot's turning into, quote, a light CDP. Mm-hmm. And I think this was the first inbound that we've actually seen this come into fruition, that HubSpot's actually transforming themselves into a place where, it truly is a customer data platform where you can start manipulating data from different sources, whether events that you guys go to, whether it's spreadsheets that are just sitting out there. And there's so many different ways you can manipulate it, enrich it, and then put it back into the system. And then also, I think one of the cool things is this intent data piece. Now, of course, we're going to get more into AI a little bit later, but really, Data Hub, especially for enterprise, is one of those big game changers that we're going to be seeing that's going to be impacting how people are going to be getting the most value out of HubSpot. But all that being said, I think sales is probably what is really intriguing. And Bryan, I'll let you take that question.
Yeah, as a sales leader, I think some of the UI updates are really exciting. Obviously, I'll say a little bit Clay-esque. Double down on your point there
exactly.
Of a CDP Lite. That looks at a customer data platform, seeing the tables, the layouts, and as a revenue leader, the ability to actually custom views inside my dashboards, truly see, get real business intelligence from my data, using AI to actually influence how I look at my sales data. I think that's really impactful. Also excited about some of the agents. We've had them out for a little while now. There's a marketplace now, right? So we've now, in fact, that we have this, having seen other tools, marketplaces, and try to build tools, those agent builders, had a very hard time. I think this user experience looks great. I think easy to use. There's going to be a whole network of them working together. And I think the theme for me this morning from Karen's presentation is, thinking of AI as another team member, right? And instead of just a tool, actually kind of making that mental paradigm shift to start to view AI as, another extension of your team. And I think all those things together, I think as a revenue leader, pretty exciting updates.
One more note on the Clay piece here, because we talk a lot about GTM engineering. It's a big buzzword on the market. I'm sure you guys have all heard about it. And formerly, could you really do GTM engineering in HubSpot alone? No. Now, with the rollout of the data, oh my goodness, you can absolutely pull unstructured data, structured data, you can pull it all in, and you can do so in an interface that is friendly, right? You don't have to be a developer, you don't have to be an expert. You can intuitively figure out through the platform.
And I think one of the keys here is you don't have to junk up your CRM with bad data. And I think that is one of the things that HubSpot recognized, especially as we go into the age of AI. Data is your source of gold. I mean, this ends up becoming, and we've always talked about it for years, how data is gold. Well, now it truly is, and you can make sure it's clean so it doesn't have all the impurities that you would generally see with the data inside your CRM. And I definitely think with something like Data Hub, one of the main advantages of it at this point is the ability, like I mentioned earlier, not just to enrich it, but to append it, to go ahead and find that intent data. But then enables you to do a lot of cool things, such as building segments, building all sorts of unique lists. And one of the exciting things I'm super excited about is every email you send out now can be fully customized towards that individual. You may have a list of 1,000 people. You can customize with AI and with HubSpot every single one of those emails as if you wrote it yourself.
At scale.
At scale.
Yeah. What do you guys think of the loop? I think, for me, does it replace Flywheel? Is it Flywheel 2.0? I did say it was definitely giving a logo. I'm just saying, we've kind of been on the loop for a little while there, but I think that's a pretty big shift in how we think about, the traditional Flywheel.
I think it was required. That framework is necessary in an AI world, but you try to inject AI and all of its principles and its uses into the Flywheel. Personally, I don't think it works as well.
I think anyone out there, if you get a chance, download the guides that come with the loop, because I think you're going to get a lot of inspiration from it. It's a relatively new concept. HubSpot was one of the ones out there who originally created the concept, hence Inbound, where we are today. I think the loop is one of those concepts that takes it to the next level, because what worked in the past for marketers is not what's working in the future as well. Was one of the other really cool things I think we talked about, answer engine optimization or AI.
We know a lot about this.
Well,
we know a lot. Well, you have to speak to it like a human. And I think back to like my early days as a marketer with SEO, short form content was how to get ranked, right? Speaking like a human. And then it transformed into now you need long form content and all of the algorithms that Google put into place, all that fun stuff. But with AEO, actually answering questions simply, concisely, as Yamini said, that's how you're going to get ranked. That's how you're going to get noticed. And the introduction of that source, out of the box source field for AI referrals. Oh, we're using that tomorrow as soon as I can open up my laptop.
Did we not also notice that they talked about all the different ways to be able to generate traffic nowadays to a website? Your website itself is sometimes hard to get people to. And search engine is not what it used to be. So they also talked about newsletters, social. HubSpot's rolled out a lot of features and capabilities that all of a sudden are going to enable people to find you in different ways and meet your customers to where they're at.
And it changes, honestly, what it means to run an integrated campaign. It really does. And anyone who has used the campaign feature inside of HubSpot knows that it really is just a folder for assets. It's a bucket to put like items in. Not anymore, my friends. Finally, the campaign actual functionality has taken it to the next level. I think HubSpot's trying to tell us something, because I don't know if you also heard they're rolling out a project object. Right? Campaigns are an orchestration. It is true teamwork. And I think HubSpot is telling us, hey, more hands are needed here. Marketing is different now. We've got to coordinate. We have to work together.
I think this may be one of the subtle things out there that, kind of goes a little bit below the radar, the project piece, because I don't think people are quite ingesting what it means for their marketing teams. Because a lot of marketing teams are using third-party project management software to be able to manage all their campaigns. And you're having to toggle between different systems.
Or integrate them.
And integrate them, whereas they can all be in one place with the project tool. So also, I think another underlying piece here, with that project capability, it also tells you there's a lot more you can do with HubSpot than just out of the box that we used to think you could do with HubSpot.
Talk about taking creativity to the next level. Oftentimes it's confused with just marketers and, artsy people are creative. No. HubSpot now, especially with these new features, has created the ability for operations-minded individuals to unlock creativity that they've never before been able to because of the tooling. It's amazing to see, honestly.
Absolutely. And Bryan, what do you think of like the AI stuff, like the marketplace? Like that is the first time we've really seen this type of stuff come in.
Well, I mean, Salesforce has a marketplace, right? And I think, I've seen it. It's fine. It's a very different kind of vibe. I think this is, as I said earlier, like much more user-friendly, much more accessible to the everyday user, right? I spent 2 hours trying to build an agent force and just gave up. And I was like, I need a developer. I think this is just not for me. I've never got that experience at HubSpot. So I think they made it accessible. It's extensible. The fact that, they're going to have memory and be able to learn your business and improve, and you'll have your own essentially kind of mini MCP, I think is really impactful. And no one else is doing that. So I think that's what's, a lot of innovation there. But I think what's really interesting to me is the fact that it's contained within your portal. It'll get to know your business, your ICP, your customers, your project data, right? Because we're going to project data in the CRM now. And at some point, you got to stop saying CRM, right? I think we'll really start to have this customer data platform thing we've been talking about. We might be there now.
We're getting close.
I think they relabeled it or rebranded as a smart CRM. So it's not even a CRM to begin with. And I think smart just simply signifies the underlying mechanisms for you to be able to do your work inside the system is really being powered by these large language models and AI in general. And then also the ability to connect directly with Claude, ChatGPT, and as we just all heard about today, Gemini.
Here's what I'll say. Going from SaaS to agentic, I'll be honest, a little uncomfortable, a little scary. Not really sure how to get my arms around all of the things. I would encourage us and you, everyone, to really dive in, play with the new tools, see how they'll work for you. And I guarantee you, if there is an optimization to be made, no one is going to make it faster than HubSpot. They're constantly learning because loop marketing, constantly learning. But anyways, I am so excited for the features that came out today. I can't wait for day 2 tomorrow. We'll have more content coming from the 3 of us. We can't wait to see you. Have a good one.